All right, hello everyone. I hope everything's sounding well. I'm testing new mics, new setup, and I don't really know what I'm doing still here. So let's see what's going on. I literally just misplaced my tea, but I found it. So I've got it back in front of me, so that's awesome. All right. Okay, sounds good, all good. All right, am I in focus as well? Because I've had to set up a weird setup for this. All right, so I gather there's a lot of questions. I know I did quite a big update, and things aren't exactly extremely organized. But we'll get to it. We'll get to it all. We have a lovely, gigantic 2 hours to answer basically everything I can. Okay, so let's see. I'm first going to go with the chat because it's always great to get answered questions that are in the chat first, and then we'll go into the community where there's a whole bunch of questions that have been asked too. I think a lot of them have actually already been answered as well. Okay, so the way this is going to work is you've got to put in capitals question, and then after that, you basically make it easier for me to actually see what is a question. So first question, anyone feel like asking me a question first up, and we'll dive into there. If not, I'm just going to scroll up to the top of the community one over at Multiboard community, and I shall answer some questions there. So let's see. Question, so this one's from Matt in the Multiboard community. As someone new to 3D printing and multiboard, it's overwhelming. Will there be improved descriptions on parts? I get it's a lot of work and the chance of following the Wikipedia approach. And what about a robust search function for parts? So, oh man. So long story short, yes, and yes. It's all 100% coming. Look, I've been wanting to get multipoint out for so long. It's hard to explain how badly I've been wanting to get this out, to the point that I just went, okay, I'm just going to set a deadline. And if we hit this deadline, we're just going to have to put things out. Because I've actually set a deadline for multiboard multipoint behind the scenes, maybe 6 times, but every single time it's been, oh, it's not public, let's carry on pushing it back because we've got to do this, to do that. Oh, it's not public, let's push it back because, oh, wait, we just discovered this feature creep, let's fully develop it out. Oh, over here, hold on, let me just fix that. So this time around, when I made it public to you guys, I am a man of my word. Whenever I say something, I truly mean it. So when I say 30th, it was gonna be out. So many things are not ready. We've put out over, I think right this minute is about 3,800 parts, and there's still a good 400 more to come out in the next 2 weeks. And yeah, there is so much happening. We were going to have a whole entire new website. Without getting into too much detail, a beloved web designer has fallen pretty badly ill. So web development wise, things have really slowed down for a moment, but I'm going to get back into it. There's going to be an entire search function to everything. We're going to have packs for everything. I'm looking into even changing up the way that we even do generators so they're web-based, so you don't even have to play around downloading anything. It's a lot, but yes, searchability 100% coming. That one's going to take a longer time. Descriptions and all of that, that's coming a lot sooner. I've been able to bug fans enough now that they download basically a big sheet and go, okay, you really want all this information, here's all the information, and then we just have to truly, oh goodness, add so much to it, and then it gets re-uploaded up. I'm just seeing here, when it came to user created stuff. Yes, that is coming. That is actually part of the new website. The new website's going to basically be more than wiki style. It's going to be more like GitHub style. So it's going to be push-pull sort of thing. So like there'll be a main branch, and then if you want, you can like grab that out, do what you think would be nice, and then say, hey, this is what I want to put back in. And then we basically just look over it, go, huh, okay, yep, that's right. Oh, actually, wait, this here doesn't mean much sense. So we'd comment it back. You can then go and edit it, and then that is all coming. And honestly, all of this is only possible thanks to this amazing community. Like, your guys' support has been incredible, and I cannot wait to see what other crazy stuff we're going to get to. All right, so Matt, I have answered your question. I'm just going to give it a little, I'm going to give it a little heart from me. Actually, no, if I go thumbs up, then I know that it's blue, and then I know it's from me. By the way, from the camera, it looks like I'm really blown out, but let me take a look on here. I'm a little bit blown out. I've also had to switch around all the lights. If you haven't noticed, look, I'm wearing glasses and I don't have great big balls of light on my eyes. I spent way too long trying to get the lighting right here so it isn't in my face. So hold on, let's just do this quickly here. There we go. That's a little bit better. There we go. Now I'm not a glowing ball of light. Okay, let's go to the live chat now. I'm going to scroll up a little bit to when we started. Now, Kobe, I see you've added a whole bunch of questions right at the beginning. I will get to those in a moment. I just want to see the live ones first. So first ones here coming up. When's it starting? Question format. Question. Any plans for a user collaborated wiki? Yes, just answered that. Question. And kind of suggestion. Will you consider having the starter packs for public with a PDF on how to build and video? Feel this will help the community out a lot. So, long story short, you have no idea how hard this is for me, because I don't like paywalls, just like anybody else. Nobody likes paywalls. But at the same time, I've realized how amazing they can be utilized to be able to make a project so much bigger. All of this would not be possible without a paywall. With that said, I do try to make it as open as possible. So the actual easy download thing, I don't think I'm going to make that available just yet for absolutely free. With that said, PDFs, videos, and all of that, that is going to be free and out there. The only reason why I haven't made the videos completely public yet is, one, if I upload 4 videos at once onto YouTube, YouTube hates me for it, because it's like, oh God, no, okay, you're spamming on your channel. So right this minute, it's just one. We're going to pop out, I think we've already popped out the other one. If not, we're going to pop out the other 3 next week, because, well, I don't want a whole bunch of new people coming here and experiencing the little screw-ups that I've done right this minute, which is there isn't descriptions on a whole bunch of parts. There's missing parts in the parts library. Like, all the lovely USB holders and stuff, like, where are they? Well, they're all coming. They're all coming. But yeah, that's basically it. We're making it as easy as possible, but at the same time, it's sort of if you want to go the free route, it's going to take a while to really get to grasp with it. However, as the system grows, and really grows, because it's still got quite a bit to go, maybe I might just, we'll see how it goes. Well, probably within the next year or so I'll know, because I could easily see right this minute we're at 215 designs. So that is like individual designs, and then that we have variations of designs. To put it into perspective, that is already double the amount of all the designs if you were to put together all of the other storage solution options that are out there. So yeah, I get that. Okay. Where was I? So I'm going to carry on going down here. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see what other question. Any plans for the user created? And then we've got question. Kind of PDF. Okay, so I'm just now reading lots of questions and they get there. How does this work? Download this. Paywall, the generators, the better parts, blah, blah, blah. I get it. You have to spend a lot of time and work making this happen. It's amazing that you're able to make it. So yeah, it truly is. Okay, so I've been doing YouTube for quite a while and I've put out a lot of free stuff, like a lot of free stuff. And when it comes to free stuff, the general number I would say is about 1 to maybe 5% of people will maybe give a donation. And nothing can really build off of that, which is, it's sad because unfortunately, this might be an unpopular opinion I'm about to say, but the core aspect of open source is sort of got lost a little bit within the echo chamber of being free. Because the whole point of open source was to open it up so that everybody can then build stuff, companies build it bigger and better. And with the CC licenses that are out there, they're so locking down that once you put one on of those, you can't ever change it. So yeah, it's tricky. And the one thing I don't want, no matter what, is to rip apart the community I love, which is why when Multiboard first came out, it was completely paid and a very locked down license. And then I hated that a few people really loved it, other people hated it, and I was just like, whoa, you're both makers. I don't want this rift to come. Okay. And then I just flipped the book on it and decided, okay, how can I try and make this work? And this is what we have here. Okay, so let's see. Other questions, because I've seen a couple of questions now pop up. Question. Can you give descriptions as to why multi-bin has shells and inserts instead of a single piece? Yes. Well, it's actually quite simple. So right there, I have something that's fully attached to my wall. I really need that over here. I'm just going to move that bit here. Of course, I've got spikes. Oh, look, I've got it with me. I can now do whatever I want. And oh, wait, I'm done with it. I'll put it back. It's sort of a very easy way of doing that. Plus, it also means that if you ever want to change a shell, you just change the insert. It also lets you do... screw it. I'm going to spoil quite a few cool designs that I have coming up anyway. So it means that very quickly and easily, using this here, so these thread holes, there's only 4 layers there. So there's nothing stopping you pushing straight the way through these or drilling straight the way through these. And this one came from Stella, my lovely design assistant. She was just like, that's a perfect place to put electronics. And I was just like, yep, that's exactly what I want, because you can also reverse these inserts and clip them in this way around. And then this can turn into a little diffusion, so you can have this as a lamp. So there is truly, the shell is just a building block. It's a connection piece, and this is the functionality. And put frankly, this combo here, it lets you have a lightweight print and a heavyweight, incredibly high functionality print. To do high functionality and lightweight, that combo, I tried everything, just does not work. So when you split those and make it this way, that's why that exists. So yeah, let me put that lid back on so I don't lose it. Okay, so There's the question right now. Question: PLA or PETG and insights. PLA, 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 PLA plus and PLA matte. I am, God. Put short, PLA is easy. It's less toxic. When you go matte, it's a little bit tougher. The PLA pluses in the world, they're getting pretty darn good. PTG, ABS, and all of those, they're quite a bit more toxic. But more than that, they're finicky. Oh my goodness, PTG, you might one day print it out, it works perfectly, and then it's I don't know, a slightly colder day. The breeze is coming in the wrong direction. And then all of a sudden, nothing will work. In fact, I did leave a little short on this channel that I actually tested them all on just a ring of plastic pulling weight. Yes, PETG can really hold weight, but I had to reprint it 3 times to get it right. And I'd rather just go with something that I know is going to work for me most of the time. I understand it is heat sensitive, so by all means, you have to understand the applications that you're putting it in, but at the same time, the new developments that I'm doing to the entire ecosystem is, it's less about perfect like thread alignment or friction fits and more about mechanical advantage through hooks and pegs and clicks, so it doesn't become so affected by heat creep and people in their garages and in sunny places, because I'm not in a sunny place, so I can't relate. I'm in Scotland. So yeah. Okay, so let's see, what are other questions coming up? Questions. With the current license, allow for all users to sell pre-assembled finished kits and parts. Does this allow the ability to sell it at... Wait. Will the current license allow users to sell pre-assembled finished kits and parts? No, it will not. And that is very specific. For that, you're not allowed to redistribute the original file in any way, shape, and form. Now here, hold on. Here's the thing. Are you talking about the file or the 3D thing? Because if you're talking about the 3D thing, absolutely. If you have a multi-partner license, you go for it. If anything, I will give you specific images and everything to go and sell packs. This physical thing, go for it. For other people to sell the digital files, no, that's a big no. Because that literally stops why people would support this in some cases. I know a whole bunch of you are lovely and want to support just because it's an awesome project. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. But you'd be amazed the amount of bad actors that are out there. And does this also apply if sellers add their own custom components as such to the project? So if you have a multi-partner license, you can remix whatever you want and sell that remix. I have to look at the license once again. I'm pretty sure you can... Oh wow, that's a good one. I don't know if you can actually sell the STL. You can definitely sell the physical part. Yeah, I've had to be in hours, like 16 hours, 16 paid hours with lawyers to figure out like every little bits and bobs to figure this out. And I just don't like the legalese. But yes, I came up with a really good way of looking at the remix side of things, because after all those hours with the lawyer, this is the consensus that they came out with, which was no matter what, it's going to be a case-by-case basis. It doesn't matter what the hell I say. It doesn't matter what the hell the remixer says. What matters is going to be a jury. So the easiest way is go. If you were to put a part in front of a jury and the jury goes, hey, look, what have you changed about it? It's basically the same thing. That's not a remix. If the jury looks at it and goes, oh, okay, I see what the original part was, and I see that you've done X, Y, Z, that's a remix. If it's just compatible with the things, and the jury goes, oh, There's nothing in the multiboard ecosystem that does anything like this. That is your own IP. That is not even a remix. That is just compatible. And at that point, you can do whatever you want with it. So that's sort of the simplified way of looking at it. But again, everything I just said is not legal advice. Please go and review over at multiboard.io/license and read the actual license terms. Just like all the CC licenses, they have this very quick, short thing, but if you actually go and look at the full legal terms, it is rather big. Okay, so that's what I have to do with the current license and things like that. Right, I need a tea. I need a tea badly. Wow, 20 minutes in already. That went fast. Okay, so there's a couple ones here. Let's see. Questions. Are the small, mid, and big threads standard pitches? I would like to get a tap to run through some of the stubborn holes. There are no standard pitches. I'm sorry. That is just, they've been specifically made for 3D printing. The pitch is 3 degrees, and we will have full documentation, all the rest real soon of all this stuff, because things are starting to move out of late beta, so beta, late beta, and into locked. And real soon it's going to be the threads. The tile is already locked. The threads will soon be locked. The snap will probably soon be locked as well, because we just changed the snap, if you didn't notice. We just changed the snap to actually have a cup on the back of it so that you can do bolt locking of it. So yeah, unfortunately, they're not standard taps, but who knows? Maybe some clever clogs out there can create some standard taps and maybe use a service online like PCBWay to create some sort of weird thing. In fact, I might even look into that. Right, let me see what else we got here. Question. Question. You recommend 3 walls with a 0.4. Have you tested on 0.6 nozzles? I have not tested on 0.6 nozzles, and the long story short is I am going for as many people as possible. So the default on most printers is 0.4. It also, the key thing is that we actually did 0.4 with a 0.2 layer height, and everything is designed with that in mind. So many design decisions are actually made with that in mind. So just be aware that moving off anything that isn't the standard, you might come across a couple of headaches. Questions. Are there plain templates inserts to design your own for the community? So that's all coming in the remix kits that will be coming out hopefully next week. Yeah, they'll be coming out next week with a little simple video, and then past that, in the coming months, I'm going to be doing entire remixing videos to teach all of it. Like how exactly to the orientations of rails, the multi-points, threads, you name it. I'm going to be doing videos for all of that, and all of that will be free and available out on here. Okay, I'm going to jump down to the bottom now and see where we got. So question, please will multi-bin shell full rail work with grid plate, because using pop-in connections we are having problem. Question, please will multi-bin shell full rail work with grid plate? Because yeah, they already do work. They already do work. Yeah, it already works. All you do is you get yourself a tile, put it that way if you want, and screw in a multi-point and slide it on. The only thing we do need to add, which is one little thing, is a flush mounted snap, so to speak, or we actually have a part A, part B double-sided thing that's flush mounted that's going to have a pinhole, so that if you do slide a shell onto it, you can pin it in so it doesn't move up and down at all. But yeah, I would, yeah, that's basically it. Okay, other one. Questions. After multi-board, multi-bin, and multi-point, what could be next in the multi-X universe? Oh, if you only knew. So yeah, there are a couple of things. And now I don't want to spoil too much. Okay, so I'm not gonna spoil too much. I'm gonna say that multi-point was the foundation for something, and that what's coming next is an update that's going to align everything to the grid. And I'm being very cryptic here, and we're going to have a lot of fun with everything that you can do with it. That's what I'm going to say. But yeah, long story short, there's not much more. There's only actually one other key system that's coming to mind. It's not... Remember, I only give things a name, multi-blah blah, multi-blah blah, multi-blah blah, when it is completely and utterly independent. It is its own ecosystem. So multi-bin, its own ecosystem. Multi-point can be its own thing. The multi-board tile, technically, is its own thing. And then all collectively, they can work together. The next thing that's coming, the multi-thing, whatever it's going to be, it will be independent of itself. But then there's a whole, more than anything, there's just lots of fun updates that are going to be coming now that we're getting to the point that the core of the system is almost there. It's now just making sure that we're filling in all the missing gaps and everything fits together really nicely. And then past that, we can really start to pump out some really fun ways of using the system to make things that people don't expect to be made with things. Furniture, for instance. God, I don't want to give it all away, but it'll be everything from... Think every single type of maker project you can do. You'll pretty much be able to use the multi-board ecosystem as a platform for it. That's the easiest way that I can say. Okay. Right. With that said and done, I'm now jumping to the multi-board community to take a look, because people did ask questions there too. Okay, I'm looking for a question. Multi-point, so many parts, it's hard to understand. Okay, so multi-point, multi-shell, multi-bin, multi-drawer contains so many parts, it's hard to understand what operations are available and which parts to print to various options. While waiting for the full instructions on how to build multi-point stuff, could you start a thread in multi-grid chat for each solution, link all the parts? Yes and no, I can't really do that because there's too many parts. If I were to link everything, I might as well just spend my time making the descriptions rather than making descriptions in the community. Yeah, time is limited, unfortunately, so we have to focus down everything very quickly. Hold on, there's a couple of questions. There's another question here that's just come up. Question: is there any way to make a print faster? The multi-point starters say 12 hours. I'm sorry. There is no real way to make things faster. I was, and I still am, thinking of making a micro starter kit. So it's sort of like hey, here's a single tile. Hey, here's a snap. Here's a this. Here's a that. Get a feel for what you can do. But the truth is, the way that I look at the entire ecosystem is an investment system. So let's say you start just by printing out the tile starter pack, right? So thing is, this already, you can reuse every single one of these parts in every build that you're doing from that point onwards. So basically start small and then go big. And the whole idea is that everything is built to last and to grow with you. So I understand that we get very ambitious and people go, I'm going to cover my entire wall. And then they go, oh, damn, that's 117 tiles. And then they go, okay, I have one printer. I really want the texture of my build plate on the face of this. Okay, that means I have to print it one by one. I can print 4 tiles a day or 3, timesing that out. Oh, I'm going to be printing out for the next 30 days. I know that because that's literally my own story. I really wanted the texture of my build plate, and I want to cover an entire wall, and it's taken 30 days on one printer, of course, because I want to feel the pains that everyone's having. So I did that. And yeah, so I'm sorry. There isn't really many ways of shortcutting things when it comes to a system that you're going to be relying on long term. That's something that I also really wanted to make sure with Multiboard as a whole, is that every little bit of effort that you put into it, you'll be able to benefit from it years down the line. That's the hope anyway. We'll see what happens. For all we know, none of us have got to the point that PLA is 30 years old from a 3D printer. It might just literally start to biodegrade on your wall, but I have no idea. Okay, so let's see. Other questions that are popping up. I'm going to jump quickly to the community. Where is the live stream? Never mind, they found it. Okay. I'm just jumping to the latest ones. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, question. Do I feel that the engagement has dropped off since moving the community away from Discord? Well, yes and no. In the sense that me personally, my goodness, can I engage so much more on our new multi-board community. In fact, almost everything that needs an answer from me or could do with an answer from me, it would be nice to hear from me, I have been able to answer back directly to that. So my own personal engagement has skyrocketed. From Discord, I get it. There might have been less engagement now from there, but Discord is a wild, wild west, because it's sort of like when we get to the point that we are now with 10,000 members, when things really do pick up, we're getting like 150 messages a day. I can't keep up with 150 messages a day. I can keep up with 10 threads in the multi-board community that would have those 150 messages. I can just go, oh, okay, that's all the messages for that. That's all the messages for that. That's all the messages for that. So yes and no. Less engagement in the sense that it's a small community, but we're already at 1,500 people. So we're going to be pretty big pretty soon. But I also feel it's just so much better because it lets us just truly keep a thing going on. Okay, I want to hold on. Stella's just said something. Not at all. I just know Jonathan is trying to keep track of 3 chats. Yes, I am. I'm trying to keep track of many chats at once. All right, so let's see. Questions. Okay, I'm just going to scroll. I'm just seeing quickly in the community if anything else had a big question. Right, people did not really follow adding a question mark to the end of their questions, so I don't know if they're just statements or questions, unfortunately. So yeah, I will come back to that one in a moment. I'm going to go back to the live chat and take a look at what you guys got here. So we've got a question. I'm going to just scroll a bit so the stop live feeding down. I'm going to utterly butcher your name, so I'm sorry. But Naufel Aziz, remember that I am dyslexic and I just phonetically say things. Question: how much weight can a multi-bin shelves drawers take? How many multi-points snaps would I need to use if I wanted to print a setup as big as you show in your previous video? Okay, you want to see what? This lovely guy right here, two. I have 2 points holding what feels about maybe 2 kilograms here, 3 kilograms at most. And I just need to line it up. Oh, the blade keeps knocking things. There we go. There we go. Bum, bum. Okay, what I would suggest is that ultimately I wouldn't load up each small thread hole or snap or things like that. Threading things aren't really designed for more than 10 kilos, really. Yes, they can take a stupid amount more than that. Like I've done a small thread hole holding 36 kilos. I've done a large thread one holding about 20 something. But again, all these weights are for my setup, my own testing that I've figured out. But at the end of the day, it's whatever you feel really comfortable with. I personally, so for instance, this one here, I know I could pick this up and I could put it there and I would be fine. Because I trust that setup. Now, the other way around, when the bin is this way, it's not so much the board or the connection, it's the filament and how they interplay and the layer separation. That's where, so as long as there's no like real sharp points with weight or anything, I would say you're pretty all right. I currently have a 2 by 2. I have a 3 by 3 by 2 deep. No, I have a 2 by 2 by 2 filled to the brim, basically with steel screws, and that weighs about a good 5 to 7 kilos, and I have that just on 4 multi-points on that, and it's fine. It's happy. Nothing's happening there. In fact, I am always amazed when I'm pulling out that draw. I'm just like, oh damn, that's heavy. So yeah, you'd be surprised how strong things. Okay, question: how close are you to a design space? I think this will help a lot of people. Seems a lot of people are unable to close their eyes and picture like you. How close are you to a design space? So I'm based in the north of Scotland, not like north, in the area called, I can say this, in Murray. And I really want to make a makerspace up here. There is a maker group in this area, and I have spoken to them, and unfortunately, it's like 10 people, and they don't really have a space. I did help run South London Makerspace. Well, didn't help run, I just helped teach a little bit there. I was teaching lathe and laser cutting and woodworking and a couple of other things there. But yeah, I love to teach it, but I feel I can get a lot more teaching it this way to everyone. And I understand it's not a direct communication with people, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, I am also planning to maybe go to a couple of like these maker fairs things. I'll let you all know about it when I do, and we'll have an entire multi-board stand going on, and yeah, we can just have a chat and see what other craziness we'll do. I was going to do it this year, but you know, we were a little bit busy with just, you know, your casual 4,000 parts to put out to you guys. So okay. Please add a 1 by 1 by 1 drawer in the File selection. Oh goodness, is there not a 1 by 1 by 1 drawer? I'm sure there is a 1 by 1 by 1 drawer. But anyway, if it has been missed out, Derek, it's going to be there real soon. We're currently fixing things right now. Questions. Was there supposed to be an app to build a wall and get an output of all the parts needed? Yes, and it's still in development. You'd be surprised how hard it is to make something like that. We are currently this close to making one that you'll be able to plan out just the tiles and snaps. We're trying to create an incredibly robust, maintainable, and extendable backend for the grid system of everything. So then when it comes to, you know, when I drop 4,000 parts, it's not, oh darn, we need to go back to the building blocks of everything and build up from there. But we're getting very close to the point that you'll be able to go in, you'll be able to say the size of your wall, you'll be able to say, hey, look, I just want to tile this up as much as you want. Bam, it will put all the tiles up on there. And then at that point, you'll be able to click download PDF. And then that download PDF is going to give you all the lovely links to everything, how many you need from it, a little screenshot with it, and it will be hunky-dory. I would still say we're probably still at least a month away from that, but we'll see what happens. I really, really, really want a multi-board simulator to do that. But hey, why not? I'll tell you the real numbers. Real numbers to get something truly made like that is going to be costing something in the realms of 50 to maybe 120,000 pounds. So yeah, it's hard to figure out how to get that type of capital to do that. So it's scary. It really is scary to do something like that. But we are definitely doing our best to get to that, and we will get there. Because I really, honestly, I want you to feel like you're playing a Lego game, and you've made your Lego game, and then you're like, export the plans, and then you can just go play Lego with your 3D prints. That's pretty much what I want you to be able to do. And it also means that it will make the learning experience much easier, because people won't have to burn filament to get something made. So yeah, that's the bit that is a little bit. Oh, I just realized I was on top chat, not live chat. There we go. Now wait, what's happened here? Oh goodness, have I just broken it? I've just broken it. I've just refreshed my chat and it's done weird things. Goodness me. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to close my chat here and look at it over here for a moment. There we go. That's better. Now I've got live chat in front of me. Oh wow. Okay, so there was a lot more going on. Sorry, I had the wrong chat open. I will now look at the live chat. Yeah, now it moves a lot faster. Okay, so questions. How bam 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 bam. Let me go up. Question: any chance of the website header changing? I don't know about others, but it sadly hurts my eyes. What do you mean by the header? Do you mean the picture of this board, or the background moving bit, or I don't really know. Okay. The color and the moving grain. Okay. Oh man. Walter, my 100K sub plaque, I actually have that. It's currently in my office, and so I've got the studio and I have an office. And yeah, I haven't done the live. I should have done. That's what I should have done. I should have brought it out and I should have put it up on the wall. But oh well, we'll do it next time. We'll do it for the next Q&A. All right. Oh man. Okay, so then we've got another question. How is that multi-bin box set up to hold it up, and one that your sign? Oh, this one. How is this held up? All right, here we go. That's what happens when you try and put too many things. So that one there, let me just grab it. Yoink! Out it comes. This is using semi-old system parts, but also new stuff. So it is a hook snap that is bolt locked to a bracket. Now this shouldn't be like that anymore. The way this should actually be now is with the multi-points. And then I've got normal snaps here, and then that goes down into the bottom quarter connectors. And then this top bit here, this is a little spacer bit that then has the bolt that goes in there. But this is basically just a base plate and bracket and bolt locked heavyweight hook snaps. These things are overpowered, like crazy overpowered. Like one of these on a bracket holding up can maybe do about 36 kg. So snaps have all of a sudden become a lot more useful. So let me just put this back on. Where is it? There. Let me just, I want to be able to show you guys. So I just angle it up and I'm going to press it on, but unfortunately not going to really be able to show this. Just go there, press that in, click and click down. That's now on there, good. Whack that on there. Where did that other bin went off into the ether? Okay, question. I was mistaken. The web. Question, comment. I was mistaken. The web layout tool. I would love to make a web layout tool. The web layout tool, I've actually looked into the development of that. The development of the web layout tool would be £1,000 a day. And they basically just told me, and we don't know how long it would take. So I was just sort of like okay, well, maybe not yet. So yeah. Okay, so other questions. Will there be more space/part efficient? Will there be more space or part efficient drawers? I only want to mount my drawer enclosure to multi-point on the wall and the drawers. I would like to use modular dividers that fit inside. So are you talking about, I guess, honestly, the most space efficient type of drawer is the multi-bin drawer, which is an entire modular system that you can do absolutely crazy things with. We have looked into doing dividers inside of that, but they're not really dividers. And then these drawers, they're lightweight drawers. They're simple drawers. They're supposed to be very thin and work. And trying to divide that up, we played around a lot. I played around even more. And there isn't a way of making something thin that you can divide up. So at the end of the day, it was sort of well, if we can't divide it up this way inside of the drawer, let's divide it up by stacking it inside of the drawer. And that's sort of the best sort of caveat that came to it, which, remember, you can always just divide up the bins. So it's a tricky one. I'm not entirely sure how you see that happening, but yeah, by all means, feel free to put that into the multiboard community if you've got an idea on how to do that. Okay, I'm going to carry on going down. Question, bigger drawers than 4x4. Yes, bigger things are definitely coming. 100% coming. We're going to have a generator, but more than that, man, you'd be surprised how crazy the shrink factor gets once you get above 4. Once you get above 200 millimeters, you have an entire millimeter of shrinkage on the Z. And then you've got like 0.5 millimeter shrinkage on the X and Y. And that's only for PLA. If you're doing ABS or PTG, it gets even crazier. Okay, let me just see. Still just, could you show a few more complex drawer setups? Absolutely. I'll show you more of the, I'll show you the pack. That's what I'll do. I'll show you the packs coming up next. Hold on. In relation to my first question, I meant by saving space from removing multi-point light on the sides, you could at least have drawer wide enough to fit a bin inside, but not a full plate. I'm not fully grabbing what you're saying. If you're wanting, simple bins have multi-points in the back on the bottoms, and you can just put those up on a wall. You can put a drawer into that. Right, but I'm going to do that. I want to show you the guys the packs because I didn't make a really good. I understand the video that I put out was very much a hey, a lot can be done. Go check it out. But let's start talking. Let's start talking. So all of these. So for instance, this one here. This is the mega. What am I calling it? I always forget it. The mega drawer. This is the mega. Oh goodness, that does things. Let's not do things. This is the mega drawer pack. So this here is going to be an entire pack in itself. It is a 4x4 full rail, and then a whole bunch of pop-ins holding this all together. And then this is made out with one of the special self-building drawers that you have. And then this one has a whole drawer as well in it. And then we have our lovely stacking drawer. And then we have this. But more than anything, I wonder if I can show you all this, this dividery goodness is going to be really, it's going to be explained actually in the next few weeks. I'm going to do an entire mini micro video showing you, hey, the way that you do this is the bottom here. If this is a 4 high one, all you're going to do is you're going to do 3 full ones, and then right at the top, because this one isn't a 3.5, it's a 4. Well, at 3.5, you get this top one here to be a 0.5 high. But yes, all these packs. So this one here, the Mega Drawer pack, this one's coming. In fact, I finished putting all the files into place to like start making all the print plates of it all, to make it all nice. And we're making it this time for all size printers. Obviously, an A1 Mini can't do this, but we might do a micro version of this for the A1 Mini. We'll do a 3x3 one and 3 high for that. So that's this one. The other ones that we have is going to be this lovely one here. So this is the drawer array number 1. So this is all made out of just basically we're wanting to show you the modularity of how all of this comes together. And this is actually one 3x2 by 1.5 high. And this one basically shows a whole bunch of dividers. Now, the way that I'm doing this here, it is slim, not slim, light multi-points, and then I do a click at the bottom to stop it from moving, because I'm using up these ones here with dividers, because technically you can stop things sliding from one another with these clips, but you can't stop them sliding from one another when you've got them on these points bits. So just going to go here, slide that down, click it in, there we go, and then we're going to get these other 2. We'll go here, slide it in, boom, and this one here, slide it in, boom. Could you show? So that's this one, and then I'm sure you've all seen. Oh wait, why am I was increasing my volume because I thought my mic was over there, but it's on me now, which is awesome. Oh, I put it onto the wrong bin. That's funny. Oh wait, did I do a silly? What am I doing? I'm doing something silly here, and I'm not quite sure what it is. Never mind, it's working now. So you've all seen the mini multi, this one, the tile one. Another one that's going to be coming is this one here, which is the stepped bins. It's a nice simple one. The stepped bins is this guy here, and this is just showing you how you can technically put these all out, and then you can mount this on the back side instead. We're going to go here, we pop that in, and then you can just mount this from the other side. So if I grab this one, pop it out, we go to the back, and I pop that in there instead, we can now just grab it and have it coming outwards. So now we have that stepped bins coming out this way. I just put them in a triangle because I thought they looked cooler, but so that's that there. We're going to have this one here, which is the desktop drawers #1, which is, again, it just showcases a whole bunch of the dividing factor of it. Now, one question that I did get asked while with all of this was, this was done, where was the question? The question was in the community, that being asked, why would I want to connect these together? And that is, this here is exactly it. It means that you can have modules of connected things that you can just pick up, take up, put somewhere else, and connect up anywhere else you want really quickly and easily. All right, so that's that one, that one, that one. This one here, this is going to be the heavyweight tile shelf. That's coming. There's also going to be, where's the drawer? So there's the drawer that's over there, and then if I swivel over this way, there is, sorry if that's super duper bright. Yep, these, that's right, these are Gridfinity bins. I had to try them out. But there's going to be a little tiny pack that has this, and this is going to be a daily carry setup, which is basically, there'll be a little shelf up at the top that you're going to put your keys underneath it. So it's a very, very easy sort of pack. The truth is, it's not really even a pack because it's so small, but hey, I want to make sure I got my keep making there in the background. Okay, so yeah, a lot is coming, and that's just, so there's 9 total packs coming, and then there's going to be probably maybe 4 or so, or maybe more packs coming almost monthly at that point, because there are a lot of ideas, and I'm still scratching the surface on some of the things, and not to mention that the next coming updates add quite a lot of flexibility off of a wall and anywhere else in a space. It's going to be pretty good. Okay, now I'm going to scroll down. ETA on a drawer generator. So I'm currently actually struggling a little bit with generators, in the sense that I've come across a little bit of a legal question, which is, because Blender is open source and under the GPL license, if I put stuff under, hold on, I just want to make sure I'm not about to disconnect my camera, because there's a cable literally right here. If I create a bit of code or something in it and I share that, then technically that's under the GPL license with the code, and then adding a license to the output of that code, that usually then it's a gray area. It's not that no one, a lot of people create add-ons. It's like, hey, you have a commercial license with the add-on, which means that you can sell whatever you've made with the add-on. And then there's other people who have created licenses that, hey, this is only for personal use. But technically speaking, there is no clear-cut legal answer anywhere online. So I currently actually have a lawyer looking into this, of telling me, hey, if you create code that creates an add-on that creates a generator, can I put the multiboard license on the part that comes out? That's what I'm answering right now. As for when it's coming out, I would guesstimate in the next month or two, probably, something like that. I really want to put a lot out there. If we're talking about simple drawer generator, I can get that out real soon. In fact, a great buddy of mine, I always forget his name, he's the guy who runs No Dojo. He's actually already created a drawer generator, but it needs to be a little bit refined in the user experience for what I'm wanting, but we're basically there. Questions. Why are 4 screws needed? That small rail is showed. Surely 2 would be enough. The wall is crying from all of those holes. Why are there 4 screws needed? There's 4 screws needed because if you want to really ram pack that with weight, it will take it. So you don't need to put all those screws in. By no means do you. Also, it means that you can use them as magnetic anchors. So there's a lot of things that's going on. Like behind these, those are magnet slots. If you use ferrous screws, you can use this to anchor it on there. So that's what I've got going on. You can always put magnets behind the screws as well. And also if you are just using a teeny tiny little hook for the keys, yes, there's no need to put 4 screws on it. But I was doing a lot more than just keys on there. So yeah. When it comes to screws, by the way, you really don't have to use all the, like, whatever you feel comfortable with, use it. For instance, on my entire board, all of my quads, they just have 2 screws. I don't do all 4. All of my top ones I double up, but all of my edge ones and my bottom ones, I just put 1 screw in. There's no need to go overboard with screws, absolutely. But yeah, my poor walls, they've been crying so much that they've got to the point that I had to put this MDF behind them. Okay, let's see. Carrying on going down. Okay. Okay, we got question. There's a suggestions. Okay, suggestions are technically questions, I think. Suggestions. You will need to do some tutorials on Blender if your generators are going to be in Blender. If I find Blender extremely intimidating. I have an entire Blender series, and I have a Blender crash course. Plus, I'm going to be redoing an entire free Blender crash course here. The whole thing is, I'm actually, in the loveliest of ways, lovely makers out there, you have this sticking point with mesh, which is quite funny because most things, yes, when you come from solid modeling, but most of the time in most applications, when you go from the solid modeling into the real world thing, it's gonna get turned into mesh anyway. Be it inside of a slicer, be it inside of a CAM program. I talked to a lead engineer of a very well-known CAM program, and I was talking to him about I was wanting to create a CAM for Blender, and he's like, oh, very interesting. Main reason why I'm saying it's interesting because, well, what we do is we turn whatever is sent to us and then we turn it into mesh because mesh is easier to do the pathing with. And I was like, wait, what? You do pathing with mesh behind the scenes? So, and then we get into CAD Sketcher, which is where I'm bringing parametric based design into the mesh workflow. Well, I'm not bringing it in. A developer, Haloris, an amazing developer. I'm just helping it get it out to the people. And that's another big push that I'm going to be doing this coming year. Massive development changes into CAD Sketcher. So yeah, tutorials are definitely coming for that. And then let's see, any plans? I'm just going to see if there's any other questions. Any plans? Any plans for the tiles produced production? Oh yes, there is a big plans for trying to get these created. I get it. Tiles take their time to print. The only way that these tiles can be created is through some sort of additive manufacturing process. And the best one for it is going to be, what's it called? Selective laser sintering. But selective laser sintering is pretty expensive. So the idea is I'm currently speaking with a couple of manufacturers for it and getting quotes, because the idea will be to maybe do like a crowdfunding thing and seeing if you guys really do want it, let's do it. And that's what it's going to be, is basically getting the first batch production created, and then it's going to have to be probably over 100,000 units to make it cost effective for everyone here. Like honestly, I just want to make it basically for the community. I don't need to make a profit at all from it. I just want to. There's a lot of cost when it comes to packaging, posting, taxes, and all of that. So yeah, SLS is the way to go forward with it, because it means it will be solid, it will be nylon 12, it will be really crazy doing it. I'm also planning to do some crazy videos in the future of an entire metal 3D printed one, but we'll see what comes out of it. But yes, there is plans for that. We'll see what happens. The key thing is the tiles, because I understand it's the tiles, 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 tiles. And of course, the very big bins. The very big bins take a lot of time. I get that. But again, it's an investment approach. You're going to be able to use that indefinitely as long as you treat it right. Okay, another suggestion. Currently using multi-connect a lot. I love the new rail system, but is there a way to have them fixed on a particular place on the grid? There's a few ways of having them fixed on a particular place on the grid. There's magnets, which is one. The other way of doing it is with the little pinholes, depends where you are. The other thing is you can put big bolts on either side that stops it moving. There is also another weird thing that you can do, which is using the, where are they? I've got them here somewhere. Give me one moment. Where's it? Down here in my cubby hole. Ooh, sorry for that tap on the mic. Yes, this is a bag of secret parts that you guys have not seen yet. Mwahaha. Okay, so using the little click piece here, they come in lots of lengths. But what you can technically do with it, I'll just do it on this little guy here, is imagine you got a multi-point that was sliding up to there, and you wanted this to all of a sudden turn into a joint of some sort. We're developing actually another one of these to let you really lock in from below. But if there was a single point and you wanted to lock it in there to be a joint, get the longer one of these, you go from underneath, and then you drag this up, click it in, and now that's going to be locked in place there. So you can technically lock things in like that. If there's a different way of locking things in, I'm interested to hear what other ways you're thinking, because you can also just use pop-ins to put things in different heights like I have up here. This one is technically popped in and locked in place there. If I wanted to lock this bin onto that bin, this has holes right here. This has holes right there. I get a through wall pin, and that means I can put this down and put a through wall pin from the inside into that one, and then that is not gonna come out. It will tear the part apart before it does that. Okay, so I hope that answers it. Let's see, what other things do we have going on here? Any other questions? Questions here. How about things like hinges, like lids that may click or snap? 100% coming. That's all. Was it? Do we want to give a sneak peek at? Do we want to give a sneak peek at the insert? Oh yeah, there we go. No, thanks for that one, Stella. So something I haven't really shown you guys. Look, there's so many new parts that it went straight through my field of vision. But I forgot to tell you guys why we really created bins. Because apart from the obvious question, which is everyone's going to do bin inserts, well, we wanted to obviously add the multi-twist to it. And we like to do things that every part should be able to be reused in some way. So let me show you this. Let me get this a nice close-up shot. Hey, focus up on this. Don't be like that now. Okay, there we go. Sorry, that was a bit close. I'm being silent. So we get this. That part is coming. That part is coming like next week. We're going to be giving you this like lid shape to remix away. Like, I want you to go crazy with it. Like, the whole point is, hey, everybody has this. Everyone knows that this is going to take nothing to print compared to a whole thing like this for a stupid solution that we're all wanting. So yeah, that is 100% coming. It's going to be pretty good stuff. The click is really good. It doesn't wear out. I've clicked that in and out about 50 times now, so it works really well. Then somebody was asked the question, will there be things like lids, click-in lids and hinges? 100%. We've actually already started developing some of those things, and I was this close to adding it into Multipoint, but I decided, you know what? We don't. There's a point where feature creep turns into a monster, and I think we passed that point a few months ago, and I didn't want it to literally turn into a Cthulhu. So it was at that point that I went, okay, no, I'm pulling that out. We're going to have to leave it for the next update that's coming. By the way, I'm more than happy. The work in progress name is the on-grid update. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to be great, but it's going to bring a lot of fun uses. Okay. Let's see. Another question. Ooh, questions. Even though there are now legacy parts, what were the original multi-rails? Even though they are now legacy parts, there's no multi-rails are not legacy parts. Actually, look, Baloo, the best place to see multi-rails in action is if you go to the community, the multiboard community, go to builds, build showcase, there's someone that's been using the multi-rails to like hold up a screen of a mixer. I think they're a DJing something. It's incredible. Basically, they're just parts to help you build things with it. And they are still around. We changed the name. They're no longer called multi-rails. They're now called slotted washers, because that's what they're actually supposed to be. It took me so long to find that the name of a part that looks like that is called a slotted washer. The more you learn. But yeah. Okay, so let's see, going down questions. How about a kit for a spool shelf like you have? So that spool shelf that I have up there, oh man, is it jank. It works. It really, really, really works, but each side has three brackets on it. And I have 2 snaps holding 6 times the amount of weight that I have on there. So there must be a better way of doing it. There's been some great remixers out there that are using the brackets with pole mounts through them, which is a direction that I might go into. There is also another direction that might be a fusion of bracket and tile bracket as well, and then you use this to just put like a plastic rod or a PVC end onto this. I haven't decided just yet. I'm trying to figure out the best way. I understand everybody wants spool holders, but I feel like spool holders, they come in every flavor. And do you want bearings? Do you not want bearings? Do you want it to be able to hold a stupid amount of weight? I know that personally in my office, I need to come up with a solution anyway. And at that point, I 100% will put out what my solution is. Because I've got to put up about 150 kilograms of filament onto my multiboard. And yes, I 100% believe it can take that. So one of the crazy things that I want to show, and I'll probably do an entire video about it, is that I want to make myself a seat that I'm going to sit onto my wall just to show that it can really hold. Of course, you need to know how to do it, how to distribute the weight and do that all right, but yeah. Okay, other questions. The suggestions, more spoilers, please. I get you want more spoilers, but I'm not going to give you more spoilers. I've already said too much. Suggestions. Let's see the bag of goodies. You want to see the bag of goodies? Okay, go on. Why not? I'll give you. Let's see. Bag of goodies. Bag of goodies. There's only one real part in here, and there's no real point showing it, if I'm perfectly honest, because the frank truth is, it would break the internet. No, there's no point jumping too far ahead. Let's first figure out everything about multipoint, and then we can jump ahead with the next part, because if not, we're just going to, it's just going to be crazy. Okay. We've got another question. I'm just starting out. Is there any good way to find parts that are used for holding basic tools like a bin lid you just showed? So all of that, so that's a whole bunch of accessories, MH1723. Those are going to be coming real soon. They will be in the parts library and then accessories and they'll be all there. We're actually going to be uploading them in the next coming weeks. We haven't uploaded them just yet because they got skipped out by accident because I was too slow to make the renders. And I set a deadline, and because I set a deadline, I have to keep to it. So it's coming real soon. There's amazing remixes already out there though. So if you look up Multiboard filament holder to Multiboard screw holder to all of that, they're out there. There's actually already a whole bunch of inserts as well. Also, remember that all the things that are honeycomb wall, they also work too. We have honeycomb compatibility, and technically you can remix them pretty quickly if you are savvy with 3D modeling. Okay, let's see. I'm going down. Oh, excuse me. Thank you, George Thomas. Statement. Love what you're doing. Keep up the good work. Cheers. It means a lot to me and the team. And by the way, something I haven't really actually said publicly is, yes, it is a team. Sure, it very much started with just me, but we have a team. I have Stella, who is my design assistant. She's done an incredible job helping me with a whole bunch of designs. We have Blue Cube, who basically does a whole bunch of the communication stuff, basically marketing. And then I have another guy, I don't know how he wants me to refer to him, but he's a friend of mine, and he's basically helping me not be as stressed. Because, yeah, it got really stressful. In fact, if some of you might have noticed that I'm wearing this really big ring on me, the last few weeks, my day-to-day heart rate has been over 100 beats a minute, and I was measuring it with this finger thing randomly, and I was just like, I need to know what's going on. I put this on, and it was literally at my resting heart rate would be sleeping, and then as soon as I got to work, which is basically at the beginning of the day, whoom, and stay up there, and then as soon as I finish, back down. What's really funny is that as soon as launch was done and out, it went from sleeping to, oh, just a little bit up, daytime, and it was just like your normal, like 60 to 70 heart rate, and then back down. I didn't realize my body was so stressed. So I have a team that's helping me now get more done, and it's truly, oh, it's been game changing, and it's helping me bring even more to you all guys. So let me see. What do we have going on here? Any other questions? Jonathan, background besides being a creator of Multiboard. If you want to see my full background, there's actually, if you look up Jonathan, oh God, what is it? The next layer. There's a full background in that one. I've done a couple of podcasts that has my full background, because doing my full background now would be a lot. But I can tell you in a nutshell, I am not an engineer. I am a maker through and through. What I started doing as a kid was sculpture. I love sculpture. My pastime, if I could, is basically whenever it snows, I build a snow sculpture. Now, I haven't done that in a while because of life being lifey, but at the same time, I still love doing that. And I used to do clay stuff. I did an art degree. That's what I have. I have a Bachelor of Arts. I did creative digital media for film and TV. I then went and did visual effects. I did some random visual effects for like Conan and stuff like that, but I didn't want to do I didn't want to be a little ant in a giant VFX farm, so I then started my own video production company, then a marketing agency, then I helped laser cutting service, then I went over here, and then I went, you know what, I'm going to put everything that I know into something that I love, which is YouTube. So that's it in a nutshell. Let's see, question, you've mentioned official multiboard magnets. When and where will they be? Okay, I can't officially say where there will be, because I'm actually partnering with another creator to be able to distribute them, because they have an amazing distribution network. It's another creator I'm sure you all know. They're an amazing person, and yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. But things aren't 100% finalized. This has been in the works for 3-4 months now, trying to find these magnets, because I found that I was able to find the N52 magnets here, but then Stella told me, hey, we can hardly find N52 magnets in the US. And then we started buying random ones here and there, and some just straight up lie that they're strong. So what we've found, finally we've found, is a distributor of magnets that they're high quality, well packaged, well shipped. They can do what they can, and the first production of them is currently basically underway, and then it's going to take at least 2 more months for them to get to a point of then figuring out how they're going to get shipped out. So it's going to be some time, I'm sorry, but we're doing everything we can to make them the best they can be. And more than anything, they're going to have the multi-board, my seal of approval, in the sense that, hey, this is what I designed for, and this is what I use. Because, my goodness, if you haven't experienced what an N52 magnet can do, this little thing here, like a true N52 teeny tiny magnet, they are like, let's see, can I, like, this is a little bit too heavy for it. I have my little cup here, but they are, I can't really show this because I don't want to give away my keys, but they really, like, one of these can hold an entire metal caliper. Let's put it that way, which was the selling point for me. Okay. And by the way, what I mean by N52, that is the N rating of magnets is how strong they are. Because you get 32, 42, and 52, I think. And the N stands, I think, is for Newton force. I'm not entirely sure what it is, or it's by Teslas or whatever it is. But it's the strongest you can pretty much get reliably. But yeah. Okay, so let's see, what other questions? Can we be friends? Of course, we're always friends. We're all friends here. Question, will there be a tight version of some of the examples in the new shell connectors? My printer seems to be too accurate. No, there's no need to have a tight version of those click-in inserts, because there is no tolerance. They basically use the wall flex to click in, which is pretty amazing stuff. And it's what happens when you only have bin inserts that are only 1 millimeter thick walls. So yeah. Question, do you suggest printing tiles in matte PLA and all the bolts and clips in PETG? I could see that. I could definitely see that. My only slight gripe with matte PLA, by the way, is once you use them for a little bit, they do get like if they're the dark colors, actually no, all of them, they get like a white residue on them, which it doesn't bug me too much. You can just wipe it off, and then if it's like a full-on scratch in there, someone once told me, just get yourself literally any type of oil and just a tiny, less than a drop, like put it onto a paper towel and just swipe it across, the scratch goes. That's my only gripe with matte PLA, but personally myself, I use matte PLA for everything. Yes, by all means, you can use PETG and all of that for all the rest. My only concern is that if you use PETG or ABS for the bins, you really need to keep in mind the shrink factor. The shrink factor will come and bite you. It has bitten me so many times. So from all of my bins that are above 2 cells high, I scale just on the Z by 100.5%. That is my personal shrink factor of my PLA. All of this is going to be over in the printing guidelines. If it hasn't been added today, it's going to be added like literally real soon, which is basically, hey, whenever you're printing above 2 cells wide, keep in mind material shrinks. And when you get really big, it gets a lot more. And things like PTG, PLA, and all of that, oof, PTG and ABS, the shrink factor can get as much as a percentage or two. And that gets crazy. So let's see. So James, you said a solution is a liquid flame. I actually tried doing that and it didn't work. I think that works mainly for non-matte PLA things. But matte PLA does not like to play with fire. Problems with attachments falling out. Polyterra. Oh, you've had attachments falling out. Interesting. Double check that you're not under extruding in any way. I'm going to quickly check the live stream chat over in the multi-board community because people have been asking a question. For supporters and starter packs coming for new packs, will there be build examples? Can you share more that what you had in mind? I think I already, if you go earlier on Viper FX in this live stream, I actually showed a whole bunch of the packs, and there's a lot more coming. There's going to be videos, documentation, shorts, you name it, it's going to be coming. Okay, the other one, I wonder if I'm doing shells and draws wrong now, because the large shell has a different direction and a sliding multipoint compared to the small shells. I have to mount the large one rotated 90 degrees from what I had in mind, and then okay, so yeah, okay, let's talk about shells and their bottoms, because I thought this would come up at some point, which is basically, how do you know the rotation of a multi-point on the bottom of a bin? So let's talk about that. Let's do that. Yes. So I'm gonna grab this one here. I'm gonna grab yeah, I think this is the only one I can and I'll grab this one here, and then I'll grab this one because that makes sense. So when it comes to a 1x1 or a 3x3 or a 2x2 or a 4x4, it doesn't really matter because this is obviously completely symmetrical, four-way symmetrical all the way around. So you can have that way, and there it goes. But when it comes to oblong bins like so, and you want to specifically mount this bin like that, how do you know you're picking the right one, this right bin shell? Well, all the numbers are formatted as following. The first number of the 1x2x3 bin, the 1 here, the 1 is the directionality of the multipoint. So this one here, you'll see that all the points are upwards like that. So this is to hook up like this. This is a 4x1x1. If I wanted to mount this like this, it would be a 1x4x1. So the first number is the mounting direction that you're wanting to put them up. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky. The other thing that you can always do is you go to the listing, you up at the top left, there's a slider from 2D to 3D, and then you just rotate this around and you'll be able to see behind the bin. But the first number dictates the relationship of what the point is behind to how you can hang this up. So again, this one, this is 4x1, and this one here, that is like that, that is a 1x2. So hope that answers it. I know it's a little bit complicated, but it's the only way I could show it really quick. I could come up with a system that would work. Doesn't matter which way the image was, you would be able to see it by the number. All right. Do you prefer filament maker? I don't know. Do I have a preferred filament maker? Man, that's a really tricky one. Yes and no. There are good filaments and bad filaments out there. As you can tell, I really like this orange. This orange, I bought orange from like 8 different people. And at the end, the orange that I went for is from a company called Zero or Xerox or, oh God, I think it's Zero. Yeah, there's Zero Matte PLA. That's the orange. The dark blue that I have here, that one is by, oh goodness me, where have those gone in my head? I know that the light blue is from eSun, and that is they're gray, but it's blue. The black is from Zero as well, because I really like their matte finish. And goodness, oh, GEE Tech. So GEEE Tech is the really dark blue. Now, unfortunately, I've no longer liked the GEE Tech one, because that one, the color changed on me halfway through buying all the spools. And on top of that, really randomly, one or two batches will be like ridiculously stringy straight out of the packet. And it's not how dry it is or anything, because I do everything to them and they're still just horrible. So at the end of the day, I've just sort of been like, well, I'm just going to have to cut my losses, use that for now until I'm run out of that filament, and then I'll change up. But yeah, I don't really have a favorite. As long as it looks good, it isn't brittle, it doesn't, like, what happens a lot to me is the cheaper brands, I just leave the filament for a little bit somewhere. For a little bit, I mean 1 or 2 months, 3 months. And then I grab to pull it out and the filament just snaps. And I'm just like, okay, that's a brand I'm never going to buy from again. So far, I've only really encountered that with Overture right at the beginning. I think they've really improved their filament now, though, so not dissing them in any way. And I did have it as well for, what is it? Anchor Make. Yeah, the Anchor Make, the filament they gave me with their printer, it literally disintegrates inside of their PTFE tube. And I just like, how on earth are you giving anyone this? So yeah, that's basically it. Okay. Question: what is the mystery behind the OXOOIOX? I do not understand. Okay, yeah, I completely agree. That's that. So this took a while. Okay, this really took a while to help people to figure out the naming system for this. So how on earth do I name this? And the naming thing that we came up with is a little bit strange. Let me, and I think, again, my bag of tricks. Let's see, do I have a longer one in here? No, I don't. Oh, goodness me. One day I've got to take a picture and show you guys just the amount of thrown away parts that I now have. It's insane. Okay, what I'm gonna have to do, I'm just gonna have to, let's just do it right onto this. Let's just do that. Yeah, let's do that. So let me get myself a pen that can draw on plastic. This one can, and let's have a go. So this here is the eye, because it is eye across, right? This here, the connection of just this part, that is an X, okay? This here, technically, a multi-point is what's going to live there. So that is an IOX. So you can see this is IOXOXO. That's basically it. And if it has a little number before it, so like 2OX, So that means it's got 2 OX, OX, and that's it. So that there, that is basically a, can you even see that? You can't see that. Come on. Oh goodness. When are the Sharpies when you need them, you know? Hold on. Let me give me a moment. Gonna there we go. That's gonna be clearer. That's gonna be clearer. There we go. That's clearer. There we go. So now you've got the I, the O, and the X. So that is OXO right there. And that is an I-ended, because you can get O-ended ones, and you can also get X-ended ones. So when you're in the parts library and you see OX or 2OX, it means it's OX, OX, I, which means it's OX, OX, I. This one here would be an OX, OX, OI. So yeah, hope that makes sense. I know it's a little bit tricky. I'm going to be making an entire video showing that off so that when people jump into the Knowledge Hub to try and figure out what that is, it'll be there. We'll also probably add that video up at the top of the parts library so that when it comes to people like first time in there and they're like, what on earth is all this OX and I's and weird things that are going on? It'll be fully explained. But yeah, we went through so many different naming conventions. It was at one point we were using X's and pluses and O's, and yeah, it was a moment in the development, that's for sure. Okay, let's see. Let's see, any other questions that people have? Do you recycle your waste parts? Yes, 100%. I currently have 50 kilograms of waste, and next door I have a great massive bin from a filament recycling facility. I've paid to get a bin, so I put the parts in there. Right this minute, though, I need a petrol shredder to be able to shred the parts in there, because currently they won't fit in the bin. So yeah, it's crazy. Okay. How do you know this man is an engineer? I'm not an engineer. I'll say that right now. Okay. Other questions that are coming up. Okay, there's a question. I just tried to use a one long divider to make a 4x long divider for multipoint. However, it doesn't reach as far as a 4 long divider. Is there a spacer needed? A 1 long divider times 4 to make, you can't make a 4 long divider. You need, yeah. You need it, exactly. As Stella just said, you need a divider as long as the bin. So you can't make dividers longer, you can make them taller. That's it. It's the caveat of the whole system there. Yeah, it's tricky. Okay, question bump. When and what is the next video? Do you have a timeline like every... Goodness, I wish I had a timeline, but the truth is I am tired, guys. Like, I'm really tired. I'm struggling to keep going right this minute. But the long and the short of it, the next most pressing videos are starter pack videos. And then after this, well, not starter pack videos, just pack videos. A lot of pack videos. So I'm going to be doing probably the weight bearing shelf really quickly and easily. I'm going to be doing the mega the mega drawer real soon. I'll also be doing the desktop one. Basically, all of the packs, I want to get them all done and dusted. There is a next video, like a next official crazy project that I want to do with multiboard video, but that's not going to come till the next update. But till then, it's basically everything. I've got to do pack videos, I've got to do system-wide videos that teach you, for instance, that IOXI, that tell you about the print settings, that tell you about the, hey, did you know you can stop drawers coming out? Hey, did you know that when you're stopping a drawer coming out, if you don't want just the pins that stop it pulling all the way out, you can stick a washer to the back of it and put a magnet on the back of the bin shell so the drawers no longer slide out, so you have to give them a good yank out. I have to explain how to actually create the modular drawers, the multi-bin drawers, because that hasn't really been shown in any capacity, really. All I've shown is, hey, we have these crazy, actually, let me get the other one. We have these crazy stacked drawers. How do I make this thing? And just a heads up, all of this is completely reversible. We can just grab this handle, slide it off. It shows the pins. To get those pins out, we have little removing holes here. Get yourself an Allen key, a very short flathead screwdriver. You go in and then you rotate a little bit and it'll pop it out a touch. And then these pins basically just pop on out. Let me grab, here it is. I like to use this thing. I use this to grab it and pull it. I pull that out. Then the same here. I've got another two there, so I will just put this in. Boom, 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 there and there. Boom, 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 boom. And then to grab those out, I usually use some pliers just because. Do I not have? Oh, wait. I forgot. This is a multi-board. I have my pliers right there now, ready for me. Let me just grab that one out and grab that one out. And then this just slides up. Now, there are some teeny tiny parts right here on the front because there's this. This is the smallest, one of the smallest parts in multi-board, this tiny little thing here. Those are the little stopping bumps to stop the shelves coming out. But that's basically it. And then there's just, it gets slided in. It's quite fun stuff. Then we have all these on the bottom. That's for you to be able to lock it in whatever way you want. You can also go ahead and put magnets in there so you can magnetically connect the bins inside. It's a lot. I know guys, it's a lot, but at the same time, I understand that it's overwhelming. I really do. But if I was perfectly honest with you and I told you, hey, would you really tell me it was overwhelming if I were to then, if I put out all of these systems individually, like every tiny part on its own? At that point, I don't think it would be overwhelming. I think at that point it would be like, oh wow, there's so many projects. It's just because we've put it all into one that it looks so overwhelming. And I get it. That's crazy. And oh goodness, I put the wrong part there, didn't I? Thank God it's reversible, right? There we go. Come out. But yeah, okay. Oh wow, chat is moving fast. Let me go up. What's happened there? Bam. Questions. Multi-wall shredder. Shredder coming soon, yeah. Questions. Think of how to latch the drawers so I can bring it. Yep. We actually already have a latch in development. It was going to be a thing that was going to come with the multi-point update, but everything, all of these like crazy moving hinges, joints, and all of that good stuff, it was really bloating the project, and it was going to push back multipoint even further. So I was just like, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's get something in front of you all, so you can see that, hey, we haven't just been twiddling our thumbs for 4 months. So yeah, that's that there, that there. Whack that over there. Let's see, what are the questions that have come up? Oh goodness me. Okay, we're getting to the end of the time, and then I get to go have food. Okay, so let's go do this question. If there's anything that I really need to show something with, it's not going to be. I'm not going to be able to answer it, but I'll try and do it as quick. So first one, Jarda. Jarda, I don't know how to say your last name. I'm sorry. You have 3 questions. First question, is multipoint compatible with the existing multi-connect remix? Unfortunately, it isn't. Goodness, when I first saw multi-connect, I was gutted because, quite frankly, I already had the idea and I was just like, damn, this is going to really come and bite me. However, David D, amazing designer, love it that you went and took it on. There's nothing stopping him creating a compatible part to fit over a multipoint. Just saying. Because technically it can. Multipoint is super duper small, super duper strong. It's not as big as the other ones. Number 2, if I am not in a rush and I really like drawers, should I wait? No, drawers are there currently. Here's the fun part. Currently, I don't feel personally like there's a reason why all of this is basically reprinted stuff. I am really now at the point that I truly believe that the core of Multiboard is really getting close to that point of like, okay, we're now truly in like the late beta stage. Now, actually locked in, it's still like the things that are actually locked in are the tile, the threads are soon going to be actually locked in, but all the other little parts I'd be, hey, I know this community. You guys are creative people and you're going to find all the flaws, and I want to fix those flaws before we say, yep, that is the way that we're going to do it from now on. So that's a hard answer. The hard answer is, I personally think that we're not going to break compatibility. We might add functionality, might make tweaks here and there to make things better. So I think it's safe to print everything. But again, I'm rich saying that. I've printed out all my bins again like 4 times. Oh, here's a little insight. While doing the multipoint update, I have re-exported, recreated, and re-rendered the freaking bin shells 11 times. Because that's how much the design has changed, and that's why we took our time in these last 4 months, because we wanted this to be right. So yeah. Okay, last one. What multi-thing is the, I don't know what that is. Sorry, is what multi-thing am I most proud of? All of it. Truly all of it. More than anything, what I'm most proud of, and it sounds cheesy as all hell, but you guys, because you like it. And because you guys like it, I'm proud of it. I know. I am overall, I am proud of the entirety of the tile. And I was just like, you know, when people say, oh man, I wish I thought of that. I feel like I'm the guy that finally made one of those parts. So I'm proud of that. I really am. And if you want to know the full creation story of that, go check out the Next Layers podcast, because I say the full creation of how this all came to fruition. Team Rock, clearly evident how much effort you've gone into. Blah, 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 blah. All right, 2 more questions we've got here. Okay. Question, is there a piece like the drawer stopper to block drawers like the bottom left drawer in your desk? Bottom left drawer stopper. Yes, there is. It might not be out right this minute, but for instance, this one here, like a pin is being used here, so we don't have the one here. But what we actually have, and it isn't out yet, I'm sorry, it will be out in the next coming weeks. We actually have a spring arm that springs up in here and stops that. The other thing is something like this drawer here. This drawer here has got the things here, but this one here, you can use the hole from up above to add a peg there from through there. So there's a lot of creative solutions. There's some crazy things going through, and it's all coming. It's all coming. Okay, the other question is there a series of hooks planned to mount more organic looking shapes or action figures? Ooh, yes, I do have a series. More than anything, something that we really like. I already have. It's not out yet. Again, I'm sorry, guys, but we have a swivel hook. This is going to be coming out real soon. We've also got. I'm wanting to make a whole slew of hooks and mounting options that hold, grip, and secure things in every direction. So including cable management and all of that stuff. However, the way that we're going to be tackling cable management is a way that you don't need. I want to be as respectful as possible. You don't need to print everything out, because there are already pre-made things that are much cheaper and energy efficient and greener than what there is of just printing everything out. So yeah, there's a lot coming. Okay, one last question. If you want, let's see, anybody else got a question, and I will do it. Let's see, if not, I'll scroll up and find a question that I haven't answered. And because we're getting close to the end. And I just finished my cold cup of, it's not real tea. I'm currently off caffeine because, what's for dinner? Fish fingers. I'm keeping my life simple today. Do I have a question for you guys? Goodness me, do I have a question for you guys? Honestly, I have far too many questions for you guys, but I don't know what the one question would be, and I'll have to think about it, and I'll come back to you for the next live stream. I will 100% ask that. Toilet paper holder, yeah, that's definitely coming. I will have a fish finger sandwich for sure. I got myself some nice fresh bread. All right, I think we're starting to get to the closing part, which is good. I think 2 hours is a nice time. It's not too crazy. I just realized I accidentally forgot to hit record, so that's fun. But oh well, I'm just gonna have to do it low quality here on YouTube. So yeah. Will there be a multi-board toolbox? 100%. In fact, there's already some great builds. There is a Reddit, by the way, that we will get to eventually, but the key thing is the multi-board community. That's where I'm going to be the most active. But there's a guy who made a little toolbox in there that's pretty cool. So yeah, all right. I think we're wrapping up now. Is there any last little question you would like to ask of all of this? I'm sorry it's taken so long, but we do have Grid Affinity compatibility now. It's the only way I could find it was by a rail. And we also have the honeycomb wall compatibility with the rail as well. And you can play around with a whole bunch of stuff. I'll be making all of those packs. And thank you all, like truly. It's been a wild ride since December to now. To see this community grow, it's awesome. It's awesome. And from this point onwards, it's just going to be even more fun because I'm going to be doing more of these. I'm going to be doing, we're going to be able to basically be able to actually make things together rather than just, oh God, I've got this huge update and things of coming. So yeah. All right, everyone. It's been awesome having you here. And to the next multi thing, I guess. Goodness, there we go. We've hit it. 2 hours. I think I've answered everything. If there's questions I missed, the idea is to do another Q&A sort of every 2, 3, maybe monthly weeks, and get to the point where all questions are sort of being answered, that we don't really need to do these because the website answers it all. But I then just do it for the sake of doing it. Oh, there's a suggestion. There's a suggestion. Go on. We'll do this last suggestion. What do you have? What do you have? And then I'm going. Your next pack, put it on a week before. I'll more than anything, I'll get it done a week before everything. All right, guys, thank you so much. It's been awesome hanging out with you all. I'm going to go over to my YouTube thing. I'm about to hit the end the stream, wherever I find that button. There it is, end the stream. Again, I appreciate you all so much. And as Stella just said there, go check out the community, because that truly, if you really want to interact with me, that is where I am. The Discord's a bit too crazy for me. It goes too fast, but awesome. Talk to you guys all later, and toodles. Thanks for watching, and keep making.